you are an app developer and you now are searching for a job and you have to create a app development resume, but now you're confused at which advanced project you should keep in your resume, which makes your resume unique and it should stand out of the others, right? So hey there, this is Akshit Madan, founder of GitGram freelancing agency and a Flutter developer, here to guide you which advanced projects that you can create in Flutter or any other mobile development framework that you can put in your resume. So we are going to talk about advanced app development projects in this video. So before coming on to the projects, I would like to put some points that you should remember while making these projects or while starting these projects, right? So the first point that I want to put in front of you is the app that you're building in your final year, pre-final year, or the app that you think that you can put in your resume or you can bring this project in real life. It should have a real life use, right? Because if you're creating a to-do application and putting that in your resume, it's not going to have a significant impact, right? Because a lot of people, it's just a basic app and there are so many to-do apps already there in the market. It's not a unique product that you're creating. I'm not saying that you should think just out of the box and it should be totally unique, but it should not be a general app like that a beginner can also create. So it should be a very unique app. It should be a real life use should be there of that application, and it should target a large audience, right? So even the e-commerce app, if you are making, it is a very good project, but it cannot be put in your resume because yes, it is covering all the concepts, all the app development concepts, database, APIs, payment gateways, everything, but it's not unique, right? It cannot be put in a resume because each and every person is making. Your final year project or your resume project should be as unique as you can create, right? So this was the first point that I wanted to put in front of you. Coming on to the second point, the health projects, social help projects, environment projects are really appreciated, right? So if you are in your final year and you are participating in hackathons, there also you are seeing that these projects which are from these categories, health categories, social help categories, women safety categories, environment and some government projects, so they are really appreciated, and these projects only win these hackathons because these projects can be put in the market, they can be given to the public, society, and they are really helpful for the society, right? So if you are making a resume project for your final year, if you can make sure that that project belongs to these categories, your chances of getting selected in a company as a software developer will really increase if you have these projects from these categories, right? So the third point is the apps having machine learning, data science, or blockchain touch are also appreciated a lot nowadays. So if you're thinking of creating an application that just uses a simple database, some CRUD operations, or some API calling, that is a good thing. That can be a project when you are learning this stuff, but it cannot be a good project with respect to a resume, right? So nowadays, if your app project uses these models, that is machine learning models as a backend, and data science concepts, blockchain, if your app interacts with Web3 Dart, if you are making a Flutter application using Web3 Dart, Infura, Ganache, Truffle, and it is communicating with the smart contract built in Solidity, Ethereum, that is going to put a really good impact. I'm not saying that you have to learn all these concepts even if you are a software developer. No, in all the colleges of India there are students with various tech stacks, right? So you can find these guys, you can put a message in your class groups that if you know data science and you want to do a project with me, let's collab, and you can make a big project and you both can put this project in your resume, right? That will be a really good thing, and you have to do this in your final year at least, right? Now these are some of the points which you should keep in your mind when you're coding the application. So as a Flutter developer, I can guide you in Flutter. So these are all the industry standards, right? So all these companies are using these standards for creating their products. So if you are creating an application in Flutter, then you should keep in mind that your application should be using block pattern, which is a very good state management architecture. Then you can use clean architecture, that is model view controller architecture. Then you can use as a state management packages, you can use provider, GetX. Then use of local databases. Each and everything you cannot store on the cloud database. That is going to increase the cost for the employer or your product, right? So you can use these local databases, that is Hive and SQLite. You can use shared preferences also, but that can only be there for key value pairs, not for data formats in tables, right? Or for big data formats. So you can use Hive and SQLite. Then handling the API results using Dart classes. If you are making an application for resume as a project, then you cannot just call the API anywhere and you can handle the data and you can put that data in your UI. No, it should not be there. So even in the interviews, the technical person may ask you that which state management packages you have used, how did you handle your API data, how did you handle your JSON data, and all that, and all those things can be asked, right? So you should use DO package, which is a very good package for API result management. So you can use this, and you should use Dart classes for management of your JSON data that you're getting from these APIs, right? So yeah, these were all the industry standards that you should keep in mind. At least these are the basic ones, and there are some other ones also that you can research on, but these are the basic ones, right? Now let's move on to the projects that are advanced and they can be put in your resume. So first of all, API, that is application programming interface projects. So as I have already told that in a resume or in hackathons, the projects which are related to health, then social help and environment are really appreciated. So you can use, I'm not telling you that you have to code everything on your own. You can use the APIs, right? So the first project, that is health APIs. You can use Google Health Kit, you can use Apple Health Kit, you can use some other APIs, and you can create such an application where the patients or users, water is getting recorded, how much water he or she is drinking in a day, then heart BPM, then steps. So these steps, if you are not able to calculate the steps using the location or the GPS, what you can do is you can use the Google Health API and you can use Apple Health Kit to fetch the results, and you can show that in your app UI, right? You can use a habit tracking thing, you can use this Health Kit, okay, and based on all the user data, whatever how many calories he or she is burning in a day, you can recommend him some meals, right? So this is a recommendation engine, you can say, but I'm not suggesting you to consider a machine learning, because that machine learning, NLP and everything I've put in another slide, so I'll come there. But you can use machine learning over here if you want. But for me, my purpose of making this slide is just to show that you can use amazing APIs to create amazing apps. The best example for this is Healthify app. That's a very good startup, and they have covered a very good market share in the health industry, the health software development industry, right? So you can take example of this Healthify app. You can consider the UI. You can see which all APIs they are using, which all services they are providing. This is a very good app, right? Coming on to the next project, API Setu. So this is not a project. This is the source that I'm giving you. This is a golden thing that I'm giving to you. Over here, you can find all the government APIs, right? So if you are getting the APIs, you will automatically get the application ideas. So which all application you can make. And if you are making some applications using this government APIs platform, that is API Setu, it is going to be very helpful if you are sitting for Smart India hackathons, right? Because there also you will get some government APIs and you have to work with it. So if you are already having the experience with API Setu and working with government APIs, that will be really helpful, right? So I'm going to provide you this complete PPT that I have created, and you don't worry about all these links, right? I'm going to give you. So this was not an idea. This was a source that I have provided you. And yes, I also created one video that was COVID vaccination center finding application that I created last year, and a complete tutorial is there. I'll put the link in the description. And that API, that was COVID vaccination centers API, I took from API Setu only, right? So yeah, that's a very good thing. Next thing is Slack. So we have covered health apps, we have covered some government apps. Now corporate sector. So if you are sitting for private companies interviews, so if you have created a project or a product that they can relate, that they can think, yeah, this can be really helpful, that is going to put a good impact. So these are corporate sector projects. So these two projects I saw in one hackathon. So I'm going to give you the idea. You can change a little bit, and you can also create the same thing only. Nobody's going to judge you, right? So yeah, these are the two good ideas that I found. One app was, so all these ideas, both the ideas I found in a hackathon. So in first application, what was happening? A Chinese client was typing in Chinese, and an American company was seeing that message in English. So what happens in corporate sector is when the meetings are happening, when the chatting is happening between clients and some service providers, everyone wants to chat in their own language. It doesn't happen in India because everyone knows English, and English has become a primary language also. But in some Korean countries, in Chinese countries, in Japanese countries, their primary language is their own native language only. So, and they are comfortable with that language. But in Western countries, English is the primary language. So there can be some miscommunication while making a deal or while chatting, while putting an order. So this application, which was using Slack API, everyone can chat in their own language and each and everything. So if Chinese person is chatting in Chinese, he will see all the messages from the English person also in Chinese, right? and the English person will see all the messages he or she is sending or receiving in English. So this is a very good app. The second app was using the Teams API, that is Microsoft Teams API. So whenever, if you are in college also and you are attending your colleges in Microsoft Teams, then you want some meeting summarizer. You don't want the complete meeting, recorded meeting, or if you are in office, then you don't want to attend that whole meeting. If you have missed somehow, then you just want the summary of that meeting, right? Or something that can give you a PDF of the minutes of meeting. Minutes of meeting is nothing but highlights or the important things that have been that have been discussed in that meeting. So if some application can give you, using the Teams API, can give you a summary of that meeting and a text transcript of that meeting, it will be amazing. So this is another idea that you can implement in Flutter using Teams API, right? So yeah, these are the ideas from corporate sector. Next app or next API is GitHub API, and using this, Mr. Sumesh Ramasamy and I have made a video on this project also, GitGram. It is a Flutter project which is using GitHub API, and GitGram, as a name suggests, it is GitHub plus Instagram. So you can use GitHub as an Instagram. You can see developers as Instagram creators, right? And you can see how many people are following him or her, or what all repositories he or she has created, which all open source work he or she has done, right? So this is a very good project, and I created a video. You can check the link in the description, GitGram video, and this app is also available on Play Store. And yeah, this is a very good app that uses GitHub API. So if you are thinking of using some GitHub API and you want to make something for the developers or software developers or people in tech, then you can use the GitHub API and you can take reference of this GitGram project, right? So I'll move on. And yes, social help app, that is women's safety app. So this is a very good idea, and I got this idea from a teacher that told me that if Akshay, you can create this project, it will be very good. And yeah, so this is a very good idea. So if a woman feels unsafe while walking on a road or at any point while coming from office or anywhere, she just has to shake the mobile, and using the accelerometer that is there inside the mobile, it will be activated, and it is going to send the location using the GPS of the mobile to the family members of that girl and also to the nearest police station, right? So this is a very good project, and the app will also show the secure roads, because we are using Google Maps API, and you know that Google Maps is having all the data about the shops, about the roads, about the areas, landmarks, locations, each and everything, right? So you can get the data about secure roads, that the roads which are having lots of people walking on the roads, and with the night lights open, and with the maximum shops open at the night, and police stations nearby. So you can create this application using the Google Maps API, and this is a very huge project. This is a very good project, and it is going to put a very significant impact on your resume if you create this project, right? So let's go to the next thing, that is stock market API. So all the finance people over there, get active, and you can create this application if you are interested in tech and finance just like me, right? So you can create an app where all the people can talk about market. There will be market news. So you know that I have already created a tutorial on tech news. So in that application, I was showing all the news related to technology. You can create an application where all the news will be related to market, and you can use newsapi.org. It's a news API provider, and people can bet on prices. It's not a gambling app. It's just an app where people can predict the prices, and you can also deploy your trading bots. So you know about Zerodha or Kite, which is an Indian startup it's a stock broker. It's an online stock broker, and they have their own API using which you can deploy your trading bots. So if you are a finance interested guy, you can create this project in Flutter, right? Using various APIs. Coming on to the next thing, that is the projects, application development projects related to ML, NLP, blockchain. So first project is emotion detection and suggest music. So I have created two videos. First video is using deep learning, how to create a emotion detection deep learning model, and you can create that deep learning model into TF-Lite model, and you can use in your application. And the second video is for those people who don't want to enter into deep learning and they just want the TF-Lite model. So using Google Teachable, you can upload some images of different emotions and you are going to get a TF-Lite model. So both the videos links are in the description, check those out. So using this, the emotion detection problem will be solved, right? Now how to suggest music. So you can create dynamic JSON, you can use YouTube API, and yes, so this is a very simple project, but it's a very good project because it is going to solve the problem of stress, anxiety, and each and everything, right? So all those mood related problems can be solved using this project, right? And it's a project that you can consider in the health, mental health, and entertainment, and machine learning, and yeah, these are the categories that I can think of right now, but it's a good project. So you can suggest music, playlists, some videos, depending on the mood. So if a person is sad, suggest him some cheerful videos. If the person is angry, then suggest him some cool down videos, calming videos, like that, right? So it's a good project. Yes, next project is crop disease app and suggest fertilizer. So this project can be for farmers. So if it is for farmers, then you have to take care of localization, app localization. You have to provide support of different languages. You have to provide support of Hindi or some local languages, depending on the area you are considering as your target. So you can take example of Plantix. So it's a project or an app that is already there on Play Store. You can search, and it turns your Android phone camera into a mobile crop doctor. Using your camera, you can detect various crop diseases using deep learning, and you can suggest some. You can also detect pest and diseases on crops within seconds. And you can add your own touch. You can, using machine learning, you can suggest fertilizers. You can predict fertilizers, and you can also show the market price of those fertilizers to the farmers. It's a good project, right? So yeah, this is also using machine learning, or you can consider deep learning. And yes, it's a good project. You can create it for your resume. Next thing, half project I've already done. I've already created a tutorial, complete, I think 5 videos playlist, and it's there on my channel. You can check that out. It's an EMF Dashboard App. So what's the idea? So you know that each and every mobile nowadays is having magnetometer, right? So using the magnetometer of your mobile, you can detect the EMF radiations that your mobile is in, or you as a human is in, because nowadays you know that we are surrounded by so many electronic devices, and each and every device emits some EMF radiations. You can measure that EMF using live, and the live EMF detection videos or complete project I have on my channel. You can check that out, and you can store it in SQLite database, and after a week you can take the average of that using the database, and you can post that on your cloud server or your cloud database, whether Firebase, MongoDB. And now using Plotly or geospatial Python libraries, so all these libraries, so you have to have the Python knowledge also, or you can collab with a Python person. You can create a heat map which is going to show the EMF radiations in various locations, right? So let's say if we consider Mumbai city of India, you will be able to see a heat map. You can see that in northern Mumbai the EMF radiation is really high, in southern Mumbai the EMF radiation is low, in eastern it is moderate, western it is okay, right? So you are going to get an idea, okay, so in these zones the EMF is already high and we should avoid building more factories, more industries, or yeah, I hope that you have got a good idea of what I am trying to say. So it can be considered under health, environment, and regarding the tech stack, it uses Python, or you can say data analytics, data visualization, right? So yeah, so this was my idea, and I am also working on this idea. You can also work on this idea if you want. Coming on to the next thing, it's an investor entrepreneur smart contract app. So this project uses blockchain smart contract built in Ethereum, right? So what happens, you already know that investors invest some funds in startups, but it may happen that startup is not making any progress, but investors' money is stuck there. So using a smart contract built in Ethereum, you can create a smart contract which will be able to help investors. So their funds will be released to the startups only and only if startup has finished one milestone or they have made some progress. Otherwise, the funds will be given back to the investors' wallet, right? So this can be there. And for this, you have to have a person proficient in Web3 Ganache, Solidity Infura, Web3 Dart, and a person which can integrate smart contracts in Flutter, and you can take care of the front end part, Flutter part, UI part. And for this, I have already created a video on DApp, how to create a decentralized application in Solidity and Flutter. You can check that out, right? So my channel is having so many videos, and you can learn so much in Flutter through my videos. So I hope that you are liking my content, and it really motivates me if you like my videos and subscribe to my channel. Coming on to the second last project of the day, it is Logistics Delivery Supply Chain Monitoring App, right? So the title is big, but it's a really easy concept, and this project also uses blockchain as backend. So with blockchain, supply chain companies can document production updates to a single shared ledger. So what does this mean? So let's say there is some party A and there is party B, and party B has ordered something, a big truck of products from party A, and party A has sent it, right? And party A is updating that delivery status on their database. So don't you think that party B is trusting on party A for all the delivery updates? So using a smart contract built in Solidity or Ethereum and blockchain, you can create a distributed ledger using which no party has to depend on each other, right? They don't have to trust each other. Each and everything will be decentralized using blockchain, and there will be single source of truth, right? And if you know the basics of blockchain transactions, all the transactions which are stored on the block are always time stamped. So time is also getting stored there, like when the delivery is getting updated. So no cheating can be done, right? Because there is no centralized database now. And for this also you can collab with a blockchain student and create this client-side app for this, right? Coming on to the last project of the day, that is Alzheimer's Patients App. This can be considered under health and I think machine learning. Yes, because it is going to use machine learning models or data science to predict the Alzheimer's disease. So using this, you can consider this article. It tells how you can use software development to help patients of dementia and Alzheimer's, right? So this project can help Alzheimer's patients to record, or it is going to help doctors to monitor the Alzheimer's disease patient, that if they are making progress, if their health is getting poor or everything, because you can produce some games, some models, and you can predict it. This article can be really helpful for you, right? So I hope that you liked all the ideas, and I'm pretty sure that you are going to make at least one project from all these ideas. And if you can put that in LinkedIn and tag me, and I'm going to repost your post, right? And you can also put an Instagram story and you can tag me, right? And I hope that you like my videos. If you like it, then hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. Till the next content, keep coding, keep innovating, and thanks a lot.